DOR, Department of Religion. I will miss the occasional ethyllic libations in plastic cups to celebrate events in each other's lives. And I have to tell you that in this connection, I need to add that I have learned all that I needed to know from Frank and Ron about single malt whiskey. And now I know something about the Bowmore 12 and the Bowmore 15. Important thing to know, especially in academic circles. In the future, I expect to be invited, Ron, to all the DOR meetings whenever you plan to partake of such libations. But I will not come to any other meeting. Frank, I do hope that I will continue to be your second reader, the second reader to the senior thesis that you direct. The students who have done thesis with Frank, the theses have been just absolutely theologically sound. And so you're a good teacher and you've trained them well. Ron, a few short conversations about some of the Jewish rituals, about various holidays, have been informative and have enhanced my understanding and enriched the content of my classes. I think that I've seen, I know Ellie is not here, but I've seen most of the pictures that she has of the South Asian textiles, and she has a very large collection of them. But her publications, which I have read, and her frequent exchanges, particularly about spiritual healing, which is something that interests me, in the work that she's done in Laos, have broadened my understanding of South Asian and South Asian shamanism, which has been very important to me as well. Seth, you can rest assured that Lee, that's the dog, will continue to be served his daily ration of dog, or her daily rations of dog biscuits daily. I also look forward to continued discussions about funerary rites. We've had a number of discussions about that, and rite de passage, and various comparative aspects of the afterlife in ancient text in comparison with the African and Caribbean religions. Omera is not here, but Omera holds classes with calligraphy, and I've been to every one of those classes because it keeps me in shape, having to do all this curlicues with my wrist, which has been deteriorating recently, which in a sense is supported by what John had to say. But finally, to John Gadier, you have been a remarkable colleague and friend. I want to thank you for the unwavering support through the years. And Jane, I thank you too for being here tonight and to share this very special event with me. And to both of you, Jane and John, my release time from the piles of student blue books and papers will allow me more time for lunches to discuss the concerts and the Met Opera performances. And maybe we'll attend a few of those together. Many of you have asked what I will do in my phased retirement. The French writer and philosopher Michel de Montaigne once wrote that, and I quote, "There is no use our mounting on stilts, for on stilts we must still walk on our legs, and on the loftiest throne in the world we're still sitting on our rump." That's my translation. I may have reached a new stage in my life, but I can tell you that I will not be sitting on my rump, but will continue to walk on stilts. I will be writing, reading, studying, and continuing my work on a book about the ritual use of foods in the Caribbean. I promised our dean some time ago that I would continue to shepherd Trinity's Graham collection of Haitian art here at Trinity. I will also teach 2 courses annually here at the college for a number of years and plan to increase my participation in Move On. And I've been increasingly getting involved in Move On recently. I intend to become more active in Simsbury, where I live, and also, who knows, maybe become a member of the Board of Education in the town of Simsbury. As you well know, I have devoted my professional life to the study of African and Caribbean religions, and I have made every effort to make sure that my students understood the nature of these cultures and their representative religions. Caribbean religions are a mending of sacred traditions from 4 continents, including Africa, Europe, Asia, and the New World, which includes the Carib, the Arawak, and the Taino Amerindians. Each piece that makes up these traditions has been cleverly formulated into a sort of a web-like reticulated configuration that create what has been called a Creole religion in the Caribbean, such as Santeria, Sombe, the Spiritual Baptists, Maria Leonza, and so many others. I have learned a great deal in recent years about my friend Derek Walcott, a well-known Caribbean writer whom I met several years ago through his sister, who was a student at, until recently, actually 2 years ago, she was still a student at Yale Divinity School. And defining Caribbean culture, Derek Walcott once wrote, "Break a vase, and the love that reassembles the fragments is stronger than the love which took its symmetry for granted when it was whole. The glue that fits the pieces is the sealing of its original shape. It is such a love that reassembles our European, African, and Asian fragments, the cracked heirlooms whose restoration shows its white scars. This gathering of broken pieces is the care and pain of the Antilles. And if the pieces are disparate, ill-fitting, they contain more pain than their original sculpture, those icons and sacred vessels taken for granted in their ancestral places. Antillean art is the restoration of our shattered history, our shards of vocabulary, our archipelago of Caribbean islands becoming a symptom for pieces broken off from the original continent," unquote. Derek's comments apply not only to Antillean art, but to religion as well, for Caribbean societies and models of cultural diversity, ethnically, linguistically, and also racially. My goal throughout the years has been, always been, to help students interpret and appreciate that cultural diversity, and especially the diversity of Caribbean religious traditions. Their belief system, their richness, their symbols, and the pageantry of their rituals. My wish is that I will leave behind a legacy that will make African and Caribbean religions a permanent curricular staples for our Trinity students in the future. Finally, I'm indebted to all of you for coming tonight and to share this very special evening with me. I thank you for all the good words that you have said. I thank you for being my friends. I thank you for being such great colleagues and supportive partners as we toil daily in our common vineyard. I hope to be able to continue to share with you many, many memorable moments in the coming years. Thank you.